Howdy, howdy. Come on in to the pre-show before the free show. Oh, goodness.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pre-show before the free show. I'm Greg. That's Ashley. You're a sports fan.
Yes, that is correct.
So I'm just going to use the Cowboys as an example, because that is a team that I think you have been pretty open about caring about. And
yes.
That you're a fan.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Cowboys.
You're a big fan of the Cowboys.
Whether I want to be or not, it's in me.
I made this point on Twitter last night, and I had a country music artist come after me about it.
Oh, my.
But, like, I stand by it. Cowboys fans are masochists.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've made my position on the Cowboys and the Texans, for that matter, clear, which is, like, I don't root for them, but, like, I'm not a Cowboys fan, I'm not a Texans fan, but I have enough Cowboys and Texans fans in my life that, like, I want them to be, like, Pickle, I want you to be happy. Mm-hmm. I know that doesn't seem like it all the time, but I do.
No, it doesn't.
I do want you to be happy, and I want,
this
like, my
breaking
brother.
News.
I want, like, my brother to be happy.
Okay, that one makes more sense.
Right, and like a number of my friends who are Cowboys fans and Texans fans. So I prefer when they win. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But watching that game last night, all I kept thinking is, this is infuriating. Like, watching that team is infuriating. Oh, my gosh.
Dak could not connect with a single receiver outside of CeeDee Lamb. He got Brandon Cooks once for the touchdown, and that was it.
Like, they look like they are playing at about 80% of their.
And then the defense will do really, really well,
mm-hmm.
and then they'll also give up 6 different penalties for like 15 yards apiece and let LA literally go
That's
all the way
not-
down the field
I don't
without
know-
having an offense.
I don't know if
That drive when they tied it up was ridiculous.
I don't know. Like obviously, Herbert's playing hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's hurt, and you could tell. I don't think LA's very good. I think they're fine. They're not a playoff team, I don't think.
If a defense can effectively stop Keenan Allen, they do not have another
That's
weapon.
really it.
Keenan Allen is playing out of his mind. I know because I have him on my fantasy team, and Keenan Allen has been playing out of his mind all year long. Herbert, all he has to do is lodge the ball up, and he can get it to him. But if people are able to defend Keenan Allen well, the Chargers are easy to beat. They don't have much else other than that, and their defense is nothing spectacular. It's just kind of, it's there.
It's there. I don't know. All that's to say, because yesterday there was an important game for the team that I most care about.
Mm-hmm. The Rangers.
And they were playing during the recording of Tep and Step.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Step and I recorded that on Monday afternoons. And I told Step, he was like, hey, you going to be watching the game while we're doing the podcast? And I told him, I cannot do that.
No.
Like, I am incapable. If I'm actually invested in a game,
Mm-hmm.
I am useless to everyone else around me.
Yeah.
Unless you want to talk about the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you've seen me with like big QPR matches, which I like. I like QPR, but not like my baseball team.
Right. No. Well, and it's the same thing. Like, we'll often, especially during like March Madness and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
there's a TV behind us. Like, y'all can't see it, but we'll usually put some sort of March Madness games on, or sometimes there's bowl games happening when we're in here in December, or the Masters is on. Like, we'll watch all of those. But yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, if the Cowboys were in the playoffs, I would not.
I have to.
I
Yeah,
could
I
not.
like. I cannot. Like I got home last night,
Mm-hmm.
and like we had to do bath time. Okay, we had to do bath time for the boys about 6:00. Getting into like the late innings of that game,
Mm-hmm.
which if you saw was a very tight contest.
Yes.
I had to literally go and turn off the TV and put my phone in the other room because I know I would have been useless to my family.
Hank's like, Dad!
Exactly. So I was like, I have to make this decision. I have to choose my family over this. And so I did. And like I went downstairs and found out on my phone, because I had a push alert, that like the Rangers had won. Because that's how I am. If I'm like locked into a sporting event, I'm like, I have to be there. Do you know what I mean? There's
Yeah,
nothing,
I
like,
wouldn't say I'm not
this
that way
would've been the
with
worst episode of Tep and
90% of things,
Yeah.
but if it was, I guess, which would be the equivalent of yours, if it was a Cowboys playoff game, it would
Cowboys
be
playoff game.
very hard for me to do anything else.
Right. Like,
I think I could do it, but
I bet the idea of
it depends on
hosting
what time.
a Cowboys playoff game watch party makes you tense.
It does. I've done it, but I did it in college when they actually won the first round game for the first time in forever, and we hosted it, and it was just miserable because we were all equally as stressed out, and it's like, why didn't we just watch this in text?
Yeah, exactly. And then you're thinking, okay, am I being a good hostess?
Yeah, and
Like,
I was
this,
not. Like,
Yeah,
absolutely was not. Like, we had stuff on the grill. It could have absolutely gone up in flames, and I would not have
I know.
noticed.
Anyway, that was my experience.
Go Rangers.
Go Rangers. Hit a theme expo. Pickle! Hit the arrow sign. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it's Texas Football Today, a show online. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or you're listening to the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She is the Duchess of the Dorks. She's Ashley Pickle.
Hi,
Ashley
friends.
Pickle.
It's cold today.
I went and exercised this morning, and I needed like a jacket.
I worked out in a hoodie this morning because I was like, nope, not doing this.
Today is Wednesday?
Tuesday. Tuesdays.
Today's Tuesday, October 17th, 2023. It is 37 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to Eminem.
Nice.
Today is the let me tell you about the musical greatness
How
of
old?
today.
Real fast. How old is he?
51.
Wow. Okay, I was gonna say 47. I was off.
Today's also the birthday of Alan Jackson.
Oh, let's go.
It's a big. I'm seeing if there's anyone else that
My
I've heard
granny loves Alan Jackson.
Today is the birthday of Wyclef Jean,
Okay.
a member of the Fugees. Wow, boy, it's a big day for music. Wow, anyone else? Chris Kirkpatrick, who was a Backstreet Boy, I believe.
Yep.
It was Norm Macdonald's birthday. Ziggy Marley, Mike Judge, boy, big birthday.
Good Lord.
Big birthday.
Big
Happy
doings on October
17th.
17th.
It's episode 1673. On today's show, folks, big stinking show. Big stinking show.
You almost said game, which is
Game.
fair.
That's
Every day's game day if you're part of Texas football today.
We're going to be joined here momentarily by the head coach of the nationally ranked Trinity Tigers.
Let's go.
Let's talk a little D3 football
Yeah.
with Jerheme Urban, the head coach of the Trinity Tigers. Go down to the San Antonio, talk with him. Then we're going to be joined by Craig Way, Texas High School Hall of Famer.
Tuesdays.
Who joins us every Tuesday here on Texas Football Today. Talk a little high school football as we enter week 9 of the season. And then we'll round it all out with the Dave Campbell's Texan Live Top 10 Plays of the Week from the Texas High School Football Week that was. So stick around for that. Do we have first four through the door?
We sure do. It was Nick Morton, Big Jiggly Water Balloons, Tony Blaylock, and Coach Terry Crawford. Welcome in, fellas.
Welcome in, friends. Welcome in, friends, countrymen, everybody. Pickle, what is this? Week 7 of the college football season? Is that right? Week 6?
Of the college football season?
I'm sorry, the NFL season.
Yes, it would be week 6 because college is in week 7 and high school's no, that's 7. Yeah, 7 for NFL.
The NFL week that has come and gone. And here to recap it is Dave Campbell's Texas Football NFL insider, my mom.
Hi, this is Tep Mom reporting the NFL moment for this week. I'm going to highlight Dustin Hopkins of the Cleveland Browns, who is a place kicker. He had 4 field goals, including the game winner against the previously unbeaten 49ers. He went to Clear Lake High School in Houston, and this is his first year with the Browns. He was also on the Bills, the New Orleans Saints, the LA Chargers, and the Washington Commanders. Everyone have a great week, and go Rangers!
Thanks, Mom. The NFL Minute with our senior NFL correspondent, my mom, joins us every Tuesday here for the NFL Minute. She keeps calling it the NFL Moment, and I'm not going to correct her. And I encourage you not to correct her because it can be whatever she wants it to be. Anyway, we appreciate my mom. Senior NFL correspondent for Dave Campbell's Texas Football, logging the NFL Minute. She's on a heater of special teams players as well. So anyway, we'll be joined here in just a moment by Jerheme Urban, the head coach of the Trinity Tigers. Working on him. Do we need to go borrow someone's phone? Run then. Go. Some technical issues. We're going to get Jerheme Urban of Trinity Tigers here on the phone here momentarily. Want to invite you to go to TexasFootball.com to become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. You get 3 magazines, including our Dave Campbell's Texas Basketball, which we just unveiled the new covers, I should say, of Dave Campbell's Texas Basketball. And that, by the way, is a subscriber exclusive. The only way you can get the 2023 edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Basketball is to go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. You also get a year of exclusive online content at TexasFootball.com, and you get a year of Dave Campbell's Texan Live, our streaming platform at TexasFootball.com or TexanLive.com. You can watch dozens of Texas high school football games this weekend if you go to TexanLive.com to become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. Hope you will go and do that. We're trying to get Jerheme Urban on the phone. I'm running out of things to vamp about. Coming up here in a moment, we're going to be joined by Craig Way, the Texas High School Hall of Famer. If you got questions for Craig Way, we don't ask this very often, but if you got questions for Craig Way, get them in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We can see how much we can, we'll see if we can get those, get as many of those in. Having trouble? Let me text him. Let me see. He might got pulled into a meeting, stuff like that. Anyway. we were trying to get Jerheme Urban of the Trinity Tigers on the phone. He retweeted my tweet, so he knows. There we go. I think we got him. Anyway, technical issues. It's always an adventure here at Texas Football Today, as I think you guys know. But anyway, we are really excited about the college football weekend ahead, as there are a variety of teams across the state of Texas that will be in action. Pickle, let's go to the hotline, and let's go down to San Antonio and welcome in the head coach of the nationally ranked Trinity Tigers. We're joined by Coach Jerheme Urban. Coach, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Greg. How are you?
Doing great. How are things in beautiful San Antonio?
I'm doing very, very well. We enjoyed a cool morning this morning at practice. Guys were a little extra chipper with a 48-degree start, so it's nice to see some fall weather here on the front end before a hot weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, it feels. I'm sure those 2 days feel long, long ago. I want to ask you a little bit about this program and the resurgence that it's gone through under your watch. You've been there since 2012 when you joined as an assistant, been the head coach there since 2014. Compared to the program that you entered in 2012 to what you guys are now, 6th in the nation, what do you think is the biggest difference in that program that has you guys rolling right now?
Well, I think at the end of the day, we had to have a recalibration or an adjustment, and a lot of that was just from different leadership. I played for Steve Moore, and Steve gave me a chance to start my coaching career, and I think the absolute world of coach. I don't know if a lot of my accomplishments would have ever had a chance to happen if it weren't for him. But, we're different people. We have different leadership styles, and when it came time for him to move into a new chapter of life, there were a lot of guys on the team who were recruited under a different model with, a different maybe set of expectations than myself. And, Coach was in the building for a couple of years in a different role while I was taking over. And I think that just for a lot of people, there's an adjustment. And, I'm just very thankful that the school, allowed us to go through that growth process and kind of, make the team mine, so to speak. There's the old adage of you never want to be the guy after the guy. And Coach was the guy. But it just took a while to kind of get readjusted to a new, system and just set of expectations.
I want to go back to the beginning of the season, Coach, where you guys, nobody can ever accuse you guys of ducking anybody in non-conference play. You guys go to St. John's and lose a heartbreaker in overtime to a really good St. John's squad up there in Minnesota. And then you come home and you don't just beat Mary Hardin-Baylor, the team that's had your number the past couple of years, but you beat them pretty soundly. I'm curious what those first 2 weeks of the season told you about your team.
Well, it was really exciting, first of all, to be able to have the honor of playing two renowned programs like that at the front of the year. It's well documented that we have a lot of super seniors who came back and kind of bet on themselves this year, and they're picking up double majors and extra minors and stuff. And it's been really fun for them, and we wanted to make it an exciting year for them, and they earned the opportunity for us to schedule those type of teams. St. John's, we learned a lot about ourselves. We learned that we can play really, really well, that we can match up against great teams. We also learned the value of depth. We played the second half with 5 of our defensive starters down. We had Tucker going in and out in the second half. We had some other guys on offense, and we earned some very, very valuable lessons and playing time for some guys in a playoff-type environment early in the year that, maybe they would not have earned in previous years until the end of the season. So we grew up. We learned some stuff. I learned some different things from some clock management that I didn't operate well at the end of the game. So we learned a lot about ourselves, and we came back, and you referenced the Mary Hardin-Baylor game, but again, that's a phenomenal program. They were rebuilding some. We had a chance to play them at home, and the guys took some of the lessons from week one and applied them there, and we played a good game. Those kind of set the stage for the conference run here as we continue to work through that.
Talking to Jerheme Urban, the head coach of the Trinity University Tigers here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. Coach, you mentioned him, but Tucker Horn, a guy that we've known through the Texas high school football, growing up through Texas high school football, and has obviously shined for you guys there at Trinity. You're a guy who is a Trinity alum. You know this program inside and out. Tucker Horn, it seems to me from the outset, is establishing himself as one of those all-time great Trinity quarterbacks. I'm curious to know, obviously still work to do and nobody's satisfied there, but Tucker Horn and what he means to this program, I'm curious what you would say about it.
He's as good. I mean, he's the best I've ever coached. That's for sure. It's hard for me to put into perspective, where he is now compared to the greats of, Mike Burton and Roy Hampton. A lot of that because I was a young football player at that time. I was a peer of those guys, and there's a lot of nostalgia when I think back to those eras. But you have to put Tucker in that breath with knowing what we do on offense, the amount of responsibility he has. He's the best that we've ever had in terms of protecting the football. He's Sunday level between the years. We've had a chance to talk to some scouts about that. He can make all the throws that we need him to make. But not just on the field, his toughness, his grit, but that toughness and grit carries over into the locker room and in the weight room. He's one of the hardest working guys in the weight room. Sometimes I'm having to, caution him and pull him back at times saying, hey, Matt Hasselbeck, Trent Dilfer, Tony Romo, those guys had to be smart in season at times. We need you to do the same thing without, encouraging. Because taking time off or a day off is never, that's not part of his vocabulary. But just the way he's leaving a lasting impact, he'll be missed next year. But I've got incredible confidence in Ryan Back to carry on a legacy. And a lot of that's because of Tucker's leadership, pouring into Ryan. He's a second coach in the meeting room with me. He's leaving a tremendous impact on the field, but his legacy will carry on, and hopefully it's a lot of wins and success when he's gone because of who he is as a person and as a leader.
On the other side of the ball, the defense has been rolling, and you mentioned the number of fifth-year guys. You've got one of them, super seniors. One of them, Caleb Harmel, your linebacker, a guy we've known since the Burton days, a little 2A football there at Burton. But he's playing big boy football these days. Just how important and how integral is Caleb Harmel to what you guys do?
Caleb Harmel makes our defense go. The fact that we can be in base personnel and shift to dime without subbing anyone, and he can man up a slot receiver. He can play Tampa safety for us. He can get in the box and come off the edge. His versatility is second to none. There's a reason he's been a multi-year All-American and why he should repeat that this year. Just like Tucker, we've had some phenomenal linebackers who've come through Trinity over the years, J.P. Pazowski, Julian Turner, a couple of guys in different eras, Jason Leshikar, but, Caleb's athleticism and speed is very different. He's a true sideline to sideline guy. Again, when some scouts came in the other day, they were definitely asking about him for a reason as well. He's just very savvy, and you referenced the Burton days. He accounted for 76 touchdowns as a junior. He came to camp for us as a quarterback. We recruited him as an athlete and told him in December that he's going to be an All-American linebacker if he bought into it. He kind of looked side-eyed at me for a second because he'd always played quarterback, but I'm so thankful that, he looked at it as an opportunity to get an elite degree and try something new, and he's truly flourished at that spot.
Jerheme Urban of Trinity University Tigers joined us here at Texas Football Today. Coach, you guys are coming off your open date. I know coaches don't like off date or bye week. It's open date. And you guys are 4-0 there in conference play in the Southern Athletic Association. And one could say that you've gone through the dirty part of the conference, right? Birmingham Southern, Rhodes. You guys get a big win at Barry, and then you guys come home and beat Center before your open date. How do you keep your guys focused on the task at hand, especially coming up this week against Southwestern, a team that probably a little better than their record indicates, and we know is good enough to beat you if you come out flat? How do you keep your guys focused?
Well, thankfully, you can turn on the TV every Saturday and watch, Power 5 football. You can watch NFL football on Sundays, and everyone comes out of those weekends thinking, how did that team lose, right? There's a reason people hang their hat on, that's why you play the game type of comments. And we're very cognizant of that. We understand that there was a period of time not too long ago in the grand scheme of things that we were those teams trying to create a name for ourselves. And again, I love the way our locker room is constructed and the guys in there, and they keep those memories fresh. It's kind of the common language that we have, and it's passed down. And you do get a little worried at times about the some of that stuff ever starts sounding like Charlie Brown's teacher. But I believe in our guys. I think that they understand that teams are good enough to beat us if we don't show up, and we have to respect the process. We have to be humble in our approach if we expect any type of pride in the results. And that's something that continues to echo through. And we've got young, hungry guys who are really, really itching to make a name for themselves, that are doing a great job, sharpening us at practice every day on their development path. I can't say enough for our Devo guys. I'm very excited about the future because of what I've seen from those guys, and they bring it every day, and they don't allow the older guys a chance to take a breath, and that's kind of what you need. And so, I think we'll continue to take it 1 week at a time. We know that we're going to get everyone's best punch. We've got to be ready for everything, and I think that that's a challenge in and of itself that our guys get excited about.
Finally, Coach, last question for Jerheme Urban of the Trinity University Tigers. Coach, you're still a young man. You're in good shape. And people may not know this. You are the only head college football coach in Texas that caught a pass in a Super Bowl. It's true. I looked it up. And so my question for you, if you had to pick another Division III coach to be your quarterback right now, to throw you the ball, who's your QB1 as you're out there running a post?
Oh man, because we've had some great battles, and I have respect for the program. I'd have to go out to Abilene, Texas, and I'd probably dial up my guy Jordan Neal.
Yeah.
He threw the ball around the yard pretty well. I know that there's some other great ones out there, but I've really enjoyed watching Jordan build his program. Love him to death, and I knew he can spin the rocks. If I had one more in me, and we're going Toby Keith, as good as I ever was one time, I'm going Jordan Neal to toss it to me.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good pick. He'll put it on the money. I think the timing would work out. He's Jerheme Urban. He's the head coach of the number 6 ranked Trinity University Tigers, taking on Southwestern this week. Coach, we appreciate your time. Congratulations again on all your success, and best of luck this Saturday.
Hey, thank you, and tell Craig I say hello, and he's a voice that I have listened to so many times. So I'm glad you're having him on today as well.
I will make sure I pass that along. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you.
Take care.
There he goes, Jerheme Urban, head coach of the Trinity University Tigers. We talk about national contenders, right? We talk about teams that can win national titles. Mm-hmm. We think the University of Texas is still in that mix, right? I think Angelo is probably the best team in the Lone Star Conference, although I think that's a tough road to climb there in Division II. Mm-hmm. Trinity's got to be right up there.
Yeah.
They are cooking. And he's being modest, and I know what he's saying. I tried to frame that question about their schedule in a certain way because so they've already beaten Birmingham, Barry on the road at Barry. Mm-hmm. Center, Rhodes, and Birmingham Southern. Those are, in my view, and I would be interested in hearing Corey Hogue's view on this, our non-FBS insider.
The meat and potatoes.
Those are the chief challengers to them. Mm-hmm. So now they get Southwestern, Millsaps, Sewanee, and Hendricks to close the year. It would be a stumble at this point for them.
Yes.
It would take them. So they're cooking, and they ran a gauntlet, and to come out 5-1 and 6th in the nation, and like I mentioned, they're playing good ball right now. And Tucker Horn's the real deal. Pride Graham, they got a bunch of. If you are a high school football fan, then Trinity is littered with guys who you're like, oh man, I remember how awesome he was in high school. And they're a fun team to watch. Big game this week against Southwestern, which also has a ton of great players from the high school days. So make sure you lock into that. We appreciate the head coach at Trinity, Jerheme Urban, and yeah, he caught a pass in Super Bowl 20. No, hold on, Super Bowl 48. Yeah, Steelers Cardinals. He's playing for the Cardinals. That rules. Playing for the Cardinals.
Not many people can say that.
An 18-yard pass from Kurt Warner.
How about that?
There you go. Anyway, we appreciate Coach Jerheme Urban's time. We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Coming up here in just a moment, we'll see if Craig Way can top that. But first, Pickle, I was driving in this week.
Oh,
I was driving in today.
Just get to the ads.
And do you know what I was thinking? how much I treasure these valued partners.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texans love doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
I feel like bustin' loose, bustin' loose. Come on, get on up. Oh yeah, get on up. Bustin' loose when you wanna sing. Bustin' loose, baby, do your thing. Talking about bustin' loose, yeah.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Pickle, let's go to the hotline. Hotline's going to work out today.
It is. My phone worked this
San
time.
Antonio to Austin. Let's talk with the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer. It is our friend Craig Way. Craig, first and foremost, I have to pass along a message I promised from Trinity Tigers head coach Jerheme Urban, who's got ranked 6th in Division III right now, looking really good. But he said that he wants to say hi because he is a big fan.
Well, I appreciate that. He's got them rolling. They have not escaped my notice. They really got my attention early on when they beat South Mary Hardin Baylor, and I thought, okay, these guys are for real, and they are. So extended return greetings, certainly, to Coach.
Fantastic. Okay, you had your Texas had their open date, which means you had your open date. I want to know what Craig Way does with his open date.
Well, you know, every weekend starts off by sitting, 8 inches from you on Friday night.
I'm sorry about
there
that,
on at the desk there, the two of us and Aaron Hardigan with High School Scoreboard Live, and that's always fun. We did that. I was just talking with Pickle about this on the drive up. The original plan was Linda was going to come up with me, and we were going to go to see the alma mater play on Saturday. We were going to go to the North Texas game, but we had dog sitter issues. So we said, maybe this isn't the best weekend for it. So she stayed back with the dog, and I was driving up, and it was just going to be an up and back thing. And I happened to call my former teacher and broadcast mentor and teacher and broadcast mentor to many, the immortal, the one and only Bill Mercer, who, of course, was the voice of the Mean Green for 35 years, voice of the Dallas Cowboys in the 60s, including the Ice Bowl, first play-by-play voice of the Texas Rangers, also did the play-by-play, worked with Harry Carey on the White Sox, but his most important duty, he always said, was as a teacher. He also was one of the ground reporters covering the Kennedy assassination. Well, Bill is 97 years young. 97 years young. And I called him on the way up just to chat, and we talked periodically. And I said, by the way, he's in an assisted living facility now. I said, you ever get visitors? He goes, when they come, you want to come? And I said, how about tomorrow? So I went over and spent about 3 hours with him, reminiscing, laughing, joking, talking. The man is sharp as a razor at age 97. So that's how I spent my open date bye week Saturday, and I felt really good about it. And we had a great visit. And then I came home Saturday night and chilled on Sunday, and kept an eye on your beloved Texas Rangers, who are 2 wins away from the World Series. Is your PTSD easing up a little bit about the Rangers?
No. Let me answer that for him. No, he is stressed.
It's still stomach ache city. I hate this. First of all, I should say I'm not a North Texas guy, as you guys know, but you spent enough time around here and enough time around the media,
the Mercer
especially
Mafia.
in Texas. You guys are everywhere. Bill Mercer's acolytes are just running around roughshod. They run this state in a lot of ways. So that is a name that resonates even with me.
Yeah, great man. As Pickle says, we're all members of the Mercer Mafia, Mercerites, and he's something else. And he said when I left, he said people ask him from time to time, what accomplishment are you most proud of? Was it being there covering the whole Kennedy assassination? Bill Mercer was the one who informed Lee Harvey Oswald that he was being charged with murdering the president, when there was this kind of weird news conference thing in between the assassination day on Friday and when Jack Ruby shot Oswald on Sunday. On Saturday, when they brought him through, and it was this press gathering, and that's where you hear Oswald say things like, I'm a patsy, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I haven't even been charged with anything. And they happened to be standing right nearby, and Bill looked at him and said, yes, you have. And he looked at Bill and he said, you've been charged with murdering the president. And he said, he just stared at him blankly, and then the police whisked him off. So I asked Bill, I said, he said that people ask him from time to time, what achievement, what accomplishment are you most proud of? And he said that I taught that class for 50 years. Mm-hmm. That's what it was, that he taught that class for 50 years. And it's a lesson all of us can learn, even as we continue to climb our own personal ladders and achieve and accomplish our own personal things, that giving back, and that's what he has done for these many years. Giving back is the biggest gift that we can give.
Most certainly. Absolutely. Well said. On to less important things, like Texas high school football, though it certainly rings pretty important around here. We're now into week 9 of the Texas high school football season, and Step and I were kind of looking over the slate of games here in week 9 of the season, and obviously there are we now fall into this kind of odd in between where you've got the games that are the real headliners, right? The games between two powers, maybe state-ranked teams. There's a handful of matchups of unbeatens. But then you also end up finding all these games that really matter, that you're starting to get into essentially de facto playoff games. Winners probably in, losers probably out. At this point in the season, which interests you more? Do you find yourself more drawn towards the headline matchups, the ones that we look at for most of the season, or do you find yourself drawn to the real nitty-gritty, the ones that are going to determine who gets that final playoff spot?
For me, it's always going to be the games that get you into the playoffs. But how many times have we've heard the story in so many different sports, just get into the tournament, get into the playoffs. And we've seen it. We've seen where teams can get on a big run. Harmony last year, getting in and making a big run into the semifinals. I mean, it's not often a team finishes with an 8-6 record, I guess it was, or something like that. They, getting into the tournament. So yes, I am keeping a close watch on that. Some of the games may have less impact, but are still headliner games that have some sort of implication. I'll give you an example. There's one down here this week. You got Lake Travis and Dripping Springs. Now, in the grand scheme, it won't matter in terms of, what happens with each of those two teams' individual playoff routes. Reason being is they're going to go in different divisions. Drip, obviously, in D2. Lake Travis is certainly seems to be ticketed to be the D1 representative as the runner-up to Westlake. But it's a big game, and it's still an opportunity for Dripping Springs, who gave Westlake a tussle for about 3 quarters last week, to continue to make a statement forward about that program. Their only loss has been to Vandegrift. Obviously, no disgrace there. So that's why it's a real interesting matchup. Hank Carter, the head coach of Lake Travis, and Galen Zimmerman at Dripping Springs. That's a headline matchup, even if it doesn't come down to deciding a playoff spot or who goes what direction or whatever in the postseason, as is the case with many other districts, as we know, across the state.
All right, I want to go back to Week 8, and I want to give you 3 results from Week 8. And I would like to know, because I think we had our fair number of kind of stunners or ones that certainly made us cock our eyebrow whenever they came across our screen. I'll give you 3, and you tell me which one shocked you the most. Would it be Odessa Permian 32, Midland Legacy 31? Would it be, let me find the score, Lindale 35, Chapel Hill 23, or a new challenger approaches, would it be Round Rock Stony Point 7, Cedar Park Vista Ridge 0? Which of those shocked you the most on a Friday night?
Probably the Lindale over Chapel Hill. Anytime a number 1 team goes down, they go down, and all of a sudden, especially if it's an unranked team, it would surprise folks. Now we know that sometimes they've had an issue or two with their defense or whatever. But it would probably be the eyebrow raiser. In the case of Permian and Legacy, hey, that's throw that record book out the window thing. So it's a big rivalry deal, just as it was the week before with Odessa High pulling the upset over Permian. So those things happen. And then the deal with Stony and Vista, this is that crazy mixed up world of 25-6A. Think about this for a second, Tep. Here's Vista Ridge with losses to McNeil and to Stony. In both cases, they allowed only 7 points and lost the game. They lost 7-6. They lost 7-0. You pretty much have an elimination game on your hands this week with Vista and Manor. So that's a critical game. And then there'll be another important game next week, depending on what happens with Manor this week. The Manor-Westwood game could have impact because it could also impact Vandegrift's status of Division I, Division II, which we talked about earlier. But I would say of those 3, probably the Lindale eyebrow raiser was the one that got me.
Finally, Craig, it's the meanest thing we do to each other each week, and that is I'm going to give you 3 games, and you can only pick one to teleport to, even though I do think that there are some Thursday and Friday games in this one, so you could do 2. But that's not the rules of this game that I made up. The 3 games, you can only teleport to 1. Are you going to Silsbee for Hampshire, Fannett, and Silsbee, a matchup of unbeatens, state ranked? Are you going to Corpus Christi for Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial and Corpus Christi Miller? Or are you going to Fannin County to watch Cooper and Honeygrove in a game that I know we all saw coming in the preseason?
I love all 3 of those. Naturally, this is a classic example of the meanest thing you do each week. The Hampshire Fannett Silsbee thing is really attractive, as well as that battle on the Bay. But I'm probably going to go with Cooper and Honeygrove because we find out how for real Honeygrove really is. I mean, they gave up their first points of the season last week. That 1 field goal, they still have yet to punt. And then Cooper, we've known to be really, really good. And you and your minions, your acolytes, have yet to put Honeygrove into the top 10 rankings. But if Honeygrove gets the win, we're going to all channel our inner Reagan and Gorbachev thing, and that's this invisible wall that you've put up around Honeygrove. We're going to say, Mr. Tepper, tear down this wall. So that's what's going to happen if Honeygrove gets the win. It'll be a good ball game, I think.
I will say this, as somebody who does have a hand in the rankings. If Honeygrove beats Cooper, it's going to be real hard to keep him out of the rankings. They'll tell you right now, internally, they're about 12th. Like 13th or 12th, this would certainly vault them into the rankings. And then we can have a party in the sweetest town in Texas. He's Craig Way. He's a Texas High School Football Hall of Famer. You can listen to him on the Craig Way Show, the eponymous show down there on AM 1300 The Zone, 2 to 4 p.m. today and every weekday down there in Austin. And then see him on High School Scoreboard Live Friday nights on Bally Sports Southwest alongside Aaron Hardigan and myself. Craig, appreciate your time, my friend, and I will talk to you a little bit later this afternoon.
You bet. We get to throw it right back in your face this afternoon on my show.
So excited. Thanks, man.
All right.
There he goes, Craig Way, the Texas High School Hall of Famer, proud member of the Mercer Mafia.
Correct.
Join us here, Texas football today. Our boss stopped at the outside. Do you ever notice that when somebody stops outside the glass? We have glass right here. I think we've shown people the thing, but there's glass right here. When there's people, somebody stop. I always think no, we're doing a show. Please don't come in here.
The other day, one of our sales guys was trying to talk to Mallory and I through the glass, asking if he could come in right in the middle of WTF. I was like, We do this every week.
It's
Same time.
Same time.
Literally every single
Same
week.
time every Thursday. That's fine. Anyway, we appreciate Craig White, the Texas Football Hall of Famer, joining us every Tuesday here on Texas Football Today. We are Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football on the Lone Stars tape. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Coming up here in just a moment, the Dave Campbell's Texan Live Top 10 Plays of the Week. But first, let's find out who the Ozarka Fueled by Nature Teams of the Week are.
Dave Campbell's Texas Football, in partnership with Ozarka, is proud to honor one team from each classification with the Ozarka Fueled by Nature Team of the Week Award. The teams selected throughout the course of this program have exemplified the best in Texas high school football. Congratulations to this week's recipients of the Ozarka Fueled by Nature Team of the Week Award. We salute you. For more information, visit TexasFootball.com.
Pickle, one last thing to do today, and that is to roll out the Dave Campbell's Texan Live Top 10 Plays of the Week. You can watch dozens and dozens of Texas high school football games live on your device on TexanLive.com if you become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. And you can watch Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight every Friday night on TexanLive.com and on YouTube. And you guys went on, I know you were on Twitter last week too.
Yeah, Facebook messed up. It broadcasted from my Facebook page.
That's hilarious.
Somebody goes, oh, well, you could just share it on the Dave Campbell's page. And I was like, I'm not sifting through friend requests like that.
idea.
I'm sorry. I'm not
It's a bad
doing
idea.
that. But next, we're going to try and get it figured out on Facebook. But we're for sure streaming on Twitter.
Yes. So you can watch the biggest moments from the biggest games live and whip around coverage. It's Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight, our Red Zone show, 7:30 p.m. Friday nights. So you might have seen some of these plays, but here they are, the Dave Campbell's Texan Live Top 10 Plays of the Week.
We are talking about.
So here we go, first play. It's off to the left side, run for a little bit, has a hole on the left side, at the 30, at the 20, will he be stopped? He is in for the touchdown. Oh my goodness, what a play to get things started.
Against Waxahachie, Decorian Moore, Asen Theus, and Zach Turner are the wide receivers. Russell looking to throw on second down, and it's caught. Zachary Turner inside the 20, broke a tackle, inside the 10, and he will walk in. Touchdown, Duncanville.
Just up to 23 miles per hour, and they hand it off here. Look out, there goes Alex Bars. Alex Bars is going to take it 95 yards.
Long way to convert a first down. You'd expect Caden Johnson to have to throw. Exactly what he's doing. Firing and caught. First down and a whole lot more. There's speed. There's 5 different dogs chasing him. And goodbye to Jacaden Ferguson, 97-yard touchdown.
Down goes empty here on this third drive. Quick pitch in the middle of the field by Lewis Hickman, and he keeps on his feet. Hickman's reversing field, block in front with Brazel, and he goes into the 5-yard line, and he's going to score! Touchdown, Weiss!
He's got Ford with him in the backfield. Go to play action again. The right side, catch made by Tabor at the 45, spins out of a tackle, gets to the 40, gets down the tight rope to the sideline. Tabor to the 10, to the 5, and he is in. Touchdown, Richardson Eagles! Logan off the stand-up end on the top of your screen on the line. They roll the pocket left, pass out left side, catch is made. First down and more, running across the 45, runs through some more tackles. Here goes Armour. Slows down, slow plays at the 40, needing a block, cuts back at the 30. Still down the sideline to the 10, to the 5, all the way in for the touchdown. 73 yards on the completion.
Bernard to hold. Coronel, the junior, blocked by Braylon Conley. Extra point is blocked. Conley scoops it up. Down the near side goes the USC commit, cutting it back. Braylon Conley cuts it back again. He blocked the PAT, and Braylon Conley is gone. Kick 2 for Braylon Conley. First and 10. They feed it to Tyvone Whitehead to the outside. It's a good run to start the new drive for Tyvone Whitehead. Look at him go across midfield. Tyvone Whitehead, 94 yards, touchdown Columbus.
Whitehead with a good run. Touchdown Columbus.
The 10 from the 25. Here's Holly from the shotgun. Does a play action to the end zone for Marshall. He makes the catch! And it is a touchdown!
Unbelievable.
Touchdown, Lake Highlands!
Unbelievable.
Trent Marshall! He is the hero!
How about that? Dave Campbell's Texan Live Top 10 Plays of the Week. You can watch all those games live on Dave Campbell's Texan. I mean, you can still watch those games. Like, if you want to go watch the full game, you
Yeah,
can.
they're VOD video.
But,
on
like, there'll
demand.
be new games this week that you can watch live as they happen on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Go to TexanLive.com. Become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber at TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Let's go over to Ashley Pickle for America's second favorite segment. Final thoughts.
Yeah, if you ever miss any of the Plays of the Week stuff, feel free to go to our YouTube page. We upload those, or if you see a play in there that you want to share with somebody, YouTube.com/Dave Campbell's TF. These videos will be up there every single week, so check them out.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Thanks again to Jerheme Urban, head coach of the nationally ranked Trinity Tigers, and Craig Way for being our guest. He's the host of a radio show and, like, the voice. He's a Hall of Famer, so, like, both super awesome. Appreciate them both spending for their time. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please get your Player of the Year trophy. We will see you tomorrow on Texas Football Today.